Hello everyone, Chepundis, Cheputelsu Ledu Kadu guys. I mean to say, good morning everyone. Hope you can hear me, hope you can see me. Today is 25th October 2025. Good morning Kiriza, good morning Iltosh. So let me see whether I can hear myself and you people can also confirm in the... Oh my god, my hair. Okay, I can hear myself. So let's start the discussion. Let's start the discussion, guys. And what is my name? I forgot my name. So my name is something something. Tell me something. My name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I will share this particular Hindu analysis PDF by 9:30 a.m. in my Telegram channel, Fun Study with Shubh. So you can join this as well. Very good. Good morning, Harshini. Good morning, Gajanan. Good morning. Good morning. So yesterday I gave you people two questions, as we do, every day. One or two questions are homework, and yesterday we talked about one last again article on climate change, and I'm just bored of them here. Every day they appeared. Hopefully not today. That's a secret. So mitigation versus adaptation, we have talked about the difference yesterday, what separates mitigation from adaptation, and in that regard I gave you this particular question. What is the answer? Shubham Sagar. So what is the answer of this particular question? Kirja, Harshini, Iltush, Kirja, Rishi, okay, gave and then Rishi disappeared, Vikas. So the answer is development of drought resistance crop varieties. That is the answer of adaptation. Very good, yeah. Then MCQ 13 related to cloud seeding, which was first article of the day yesterday, which was, why cloud seeding is not going to solve the least problem, pollution problem. So what is the answer? B is the answer, Rishi. And 12th is B, development of drought resistant crop varieties, that is adaptation. Rest are mitigation measures. Adaptation means you have to adapt. Mitigation means you're trying to reduce GHG via different initiatives. So 13th answer, Iltush, Harshini, Kirija, Rishi, all of you have given the answer. So it may lead to environmental contamination. That's what we have discussed. Silver, iodide, bromide, etc. Whatever it is, if it goes to ground, what will happen then? And you are, causing this particular rainfall. If it leads to flood, anything, you even one drop of water falls on Gurgaon, it leads to flood here. So then who will take responsibility? So that is also correct. Third is not the answer. It will not guarantee. So if you eliminate third, you are getting the answer C, as stated by Intush, Harshini, Kirija, Rishi. Very good. So MCQ 12B, MCQ 13C. Let's move on to today and let's talk about today and today's article. So there's a student of mine and she was like, sir, it would be a great help if you can also write which particular GS subject we are catering to. So from today onwards, we will do this also. So page number 9, today's Hindu, and then which particular GS mains paper this article is catering to. Trouble in soy state. So soya bean, Madhya Pradesh, accounting for most of, largest producer of soybean in our country. Soybean, why it is important? Many for people, I'm a non-vegetarian, I eat chicken, I eat mutton, but many people, they are vegetarian in our country. So soybean is one source of protein for them, and then it is also one source of oil. So very important, soya bean. But then Madhya Pradesh is facing some issues. So there are certain things which are very important from exam perspective, which is India's largest soya bean producer state, Madhya Pradesh. Then what issues they are facing? See, from US we are getting cheaper soya bean. So again, obviously the producer of soya bean in Madhya Pradesh, they will not like it. Then there is a difference. What is the difference? There's a difference between MSP, minimum support price, which is announced by central government, and then the model price or the market price. So there are three terms here which we have to understand: MSP, model price, and market price. In fact, you can say there are four terms here: MSP, model price, market price, selling price. Just be with me. MSP is announced by central government. For getting MSP, let's say they have announced MSP on soya bean, they should have procurement centers in Madhya Pradesh. Maybe Madhya Pradesh is very big, so maybe in some areas they don't have procurement centers, so they are not able to buy soya bean from farmers or give them MSP. Then what happened? Madhya Pradesh state government, they pitched in. Generally, Madhya Pradesh government, central government, ruled by the same political party. So in 2017, there was a scheme which was launched. Just give me a second, guys. What happened here? Where is my arrow? Yeah. So in 2017, Madhya Pradesh launched a scheme which is known as Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana. Then there is another scheme which is known as Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana. What is the basic meaning of these schemes? For understanding that, let's try to understand certain terms here. So Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana is a scheme launched by Madhya Pradesh government. So its price deficiency payment scheme means, so let's say the MSP announced for soybean is, let's say we are just taking a hypothetical example, rupees 20 per kg. So that is an MSP announced for soybean. And market price of this particular thing is, let's say, rupees 15 per kg. Farmers selling price, market price, average market price they denoted that they found that it was 15 per kg. Farmers selling price, let's say it is 10 per kg. My pardon my handwriting, guys, rupees 10 per kg. So now what will happen, the deficit between MSP and market price, not selling price, it will be given to farmers, rupees 5. So this is price deficiency payment scheme, Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana, which is there in MP. You also have Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana, which is there in Haryana. So MSP minus market price, this deficiency, government will give to farmers 5. Now government, like farmers issue is, this is a model market price. You took out the average in different mandis or different markets, and then you took out this market price, that 15 is the market price. But we actually sell in this particular market at 10 rupees per kg. So give us 10 rupees. And the government is like, the state government is like, no, we will give you on market price, we will not give you on your selling price. That way, how far we will go? There are so many farmers, we will not keep on asking each and every farmer at which particular price you sold your soya bean. Hope you're understanding where we are going with this. So there are different terms, and these are price deficiency payment scheme. So again, price deficiency payment scheme. Haryana's price deficiency payment scheme is known as Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana. Keep it in mind. They can give you these schemes and they can tell you to match them. You know which scheme is dealing with which particular thing. So price deficiency payment scheme of Haryana, Bhavantar Bharpai. Price deficiency, and again, these names are in Hindi, so you can get it confused. And then Madhya Pradesh, Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana. And a similar kind of scheme is there in Karnataka also for milk farmers. So hope you understood the basic rationale of how these price deficiency payment scheme work. Be it Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana, be it Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana, farmers are compensated for the difference between government announced MSP, here we are talking about central government, and their actual market price. But then there are so many different terms, guys, which you have to keep in mind. Cool. Now let's come back to the article and let's see the grievances of farmers. First of all, tell me one thing. Chepandi Cheputilsu Ledu Kadu. Soybean is what? Soybean is a Kharif crop or a Rabi crop or Chepandi crop? Which crop it is? So again, this is a case study. This thing is not only important from GS3, even from GS4 perspective, case study perspective, but primarily GS3, because in GS3, your minimum support price is explicitly written. Now, guys, what is your view on this whole thing, which I have started doing from today, where I'm writing the mains part also, which syllabus it is catering to? I told that girl, she joined my, lifetimes UPSC or success model, whatever it is. I'm not promoting it. So yesterday she joined and she was like, "Sir, this would be a great help if you write it." And then I was like, "You should remember your syllabus." But then I was like, "Okay, she will remember her syllabus. She's a very good student. She's doing PhD. She's from Odisha." I have got a lot of students from Odisha and Tamil Nadu, guys. People generally have this, preconceived notion that civil servants, mainly from Bihar and UP. But what I'm realizing that there are so many students, so many good students, awesome students from Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, who are very focused about civil services. So again, here there are case studies. Arvind Singh Rathod means Rathod sir, farmer, is very unhappy. Then there are some terms which we have to understand from exam perspective. Quintal and then ton. Soybean yield has fallen from 4 quintal per acre. It is a unit of measurement. Around 4,000 square meter is 1 acre. So 4 quintal per acre to 2.25 quintal. So you can see the yield of soybean has reduced. They are facing problem from US import. MSP, they are not getting the MSP because there are not enough procurement center in Madhya Pradesh. So there are, again, guys, you did not tell me, is this a good thing where I'm writing GS3, GS2, etc., etc., or you feel like, sir, Chepandi, sir, what is your view on that? So again, 1 quintal is how much? As we have written here, 1 quintal is 100 kg. And remember these units. People are like, oh my god, quintal. Now, 1 ton is how many kgs, guys? And Chepandi is fast. Answer questions fast. So 1 quintal is 100 kg. 1 ton is how many kgs? So you can see the yield which has reduced. This will help you in CSAT also. MSP for 2025 Kharif season is rupees 5328 per quintal. You will understand these things only when you know 1 quintal means what. 1 quintal is 100. Like, so they are saying 5328 per quintal, 53 rupees around. They're giving MSP for per kg for soya bean. And in Indore area, it is being sold at 3,000, 3,500. So this deficiency, which is around, let's say, 2,300, this will be given under Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana of Madhya Pradesh. So keep it in mind. Kirija has given 1,000 kg. Very good, yeah. So 1 ton is equal to 10 quintals. That is 1,000 kg. So keep it in mind, these units are actually important. You will witness them a lot. Multiple challenges for farmers. Climate change is happening, yield has reduced. There is a Nilgai in Madhya Pradesh which has destroyed crops there. Then there is unfavorable import-export policies. As we have discussed, US soya bean, they are very cheap and they're very high quality also. So obviously the farmers will not want that soya bean to come to India. It will kill our soya bean sector. So that is also one option. So farmers cannot also grow. Again, you can read all these things. Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana, very important. This is what we have just discussed. Kirija and Jivan, they have given the answer. Price deficiency, payment scheme. Ineffective and opaque, failing to cover actual input cost. As we have discussed, farmers' actual selling price is different than the market price or the model price. So although mugged up, but good to see as an indication. Hmm. Mugged up what? Mugged up, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, you are talking about the GS syllabus, yes. Very good, yeah. So, Iltush, tell me one thing. Where will role of civil services in a democracy lie? Role of civil services in a democracy is a part of which GS main syllabus? And not only will Iltush, if other people also know, you have to remember your syllabus, guys. Remember your main syllabus. So, Bhavanta Bhugdan Yojana, you can read. They are not means addressing the issues which farmers of Madhya Pradesh they are facing. Soybean import from US, that is another issue. Soybean oil import is also happening, blah, blah, blah. Then there are different organizations which is giving you different perspective on this particular case study. Soybean Processor Association of India, which will again talk on the behalf of our farmers who are growing, soybean. They're saying that soybean is mainly a protein, not mainly a protein crop. Oh my God, you can read all these things. Production has been stagnant and importing cheap US soybean will devastate domestic farmers. So they are not very happy with these cheap soybean which will be coming from US. That is their concern. And then farmers organization, they are saying that substandard seeds. Why the productivity has declined? Because they are not getting proper seeds from ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, and they want proper seeds. Market price are 35-40% below MSP. So price deficiency payment scheme also sometimes don't give the proper difference. Their selling price is different, model price or market prices or are different. GS2 governance, very good, Iltush. So Samyukta Kishan Mocha, again, these are different bodies who are talking about all these things. What are the issues plaguing, soybean growers in Madhya Pradesh? Traders and market perspective, they are saying that imports will hurt both farmers and traders, violating Atmanirbharta. So this US import of soya bean should stop. Market handled 6,000 tons per month. Now it has reduced. So even farmers are growing lesser and lesser soya bean. So government has to do something about it, especially in Madhya Pradesh, because this issue is expanding with each passing day. Or again, so despite current decline, now ICAR and scientific communities are saying not everything is lost. Soya bean, earlier was grown on 30,000 hectare in 1970s. Now it is grown on 12 million hectares. So this is a good thing. And it is, offering plant-based protein, big source of protein. Even US import is not going to cover everything. We need Indian soya bean. How much and how these import has to be, handled, that is up to government. So again, overall picture, what is there in Madhya Pradesh? What is happening in Madhya Pradesh as far as soybean sector is concerned? Low yield, poor MSP, Nilgai eating it, import threat from US, seed and input quality is varying because of inadequate, seeds provided by CAR, lack of value addition. So you can see all these things, keep it in mind, the pros and the cons, and let's see some more stuff now. So let's say this is a means question asked. And again, keep it in mind, the important thing, Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana, Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana, they can even ask you how price deficiency payment scheme work. So in that regard, all these things are very important. So now, examine the challenges faced by soybean farmers in Madhya Pradesh and evaluate the effectiveness of government intervention such as minimum support price and Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana. So, what will happen here? If you see this question, there is one aspect, challenges. Right? What are the challenges faced by soybean? farmers. You will talk about low productivity, low yield, nilga eating the means crops, and then the other challenges from US import, effectiveness of government intervention. Here you will talk about central government has announced MSP, but they don't have enough procurement center, and that's why Madhya Pradesh government comes in with a price deficiency payment scheme called as Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana. But then they are giving, the deficiency or the remaining amount based on the market price or the model price. Sometimes government selling price or farmers selling prices lower than that they are not getting, and farmers are saying that their cost input cost is much higher than whatever is the market or the selling price, and they are facing losses here. So these things are happening. MSP is working to a certain extent, Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana is working to a certain extent, but not to the full extent as envisioned by farmers of Madhya Pradesh. Hope you are understanding. We can also add it to GS4 case study. Exactly, we can add it, but primarily GS3. Oh, you are talking about rule of civil services. Yes, we can add it to GS4 because civil services topic is there in GS4. So this is what they're talking about. Soybean is a kharif crop. Madhya Pradesh accounts for 40% of India's soybean production. What is the basic utility? Protein and oil seed. They also give you oil, soybean oil. Challenges: low productivity, declining prices, high input costs, environmental challenges, policy threats, seed quality issues, as we have discussed. Have a look at this. I'm not reading it because we have already talked about it. Very good. Government intervention, MSP at central level, Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana at state level, which is a price deficiency payment scheme. Impact of interventions, partial relief but insufficient, lack of awareness. Even if you talk about, like I told you about how price deficiency payment scheme work. You people are civil services aspirant. Many of you will be civil servants in future. Now the point here is, you people also needed some time to understand this. These farmers are not as educated as you people, so there is lack of awareness when it comes to how Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana etc will work. So again, what is the conclusion? Soybean farming in Madhya Pradesh is in crisis. Something has to be done, and different stakeholders, you can keep on talking about this thing in any means answer. Different stakeholders, they have to come together and address this particular issue, which has so many dimensions on so many levels. Now let's solve some question, guys. MCQ1, and again this is GS plus CSAT, this question. So if a farmer cultivates 25 acres of soya bean with an average yield of 2 quintals per acre, the total production in tons will be what? So a farmer is cultivating 25 acres. Who has given the answer? Anybody? Cool. So 25 acres. None of the answers, like nobody has given the answer up until now. 25 acres, 2 quintal per acre. That means total production is 50 quintals. 50 quintal. Now 1 ton, and like 1 ton is equal to 10 quintals, right? So that means how many tons? The total production in ton is 5 tons. Again, a tough question, guys. It's not an easy question. And the answer has been given by Gajanan. Jivan also tried it, and Harshini. So hope you understood why I gave you this question, because most of the people, 90% or more people, they will never go through what is quintal, what is ton. They will just read it and leave it. Don't leave it. These terms are important. They will keep on coming again and again. You should know them. Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana provides what? Interest-free loans to small farmers, compensation to farmers when market price fall below MSP, free seeds and fertilizers to oilseed farmers, crop insurance for natural calamities. What is the best possible option here? Irtush, Harshini. So compensation. Irtush has said, see, free feed. Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana is price deficiency payment scheme. So MSP is something, market price is something. So they will pay this difference to farmers. Doesn't matter what selling price of farmer is. So difference. So we did not talk about free seeds and fertilizers. What we are talking about, compensations to farmers when market prices fall below MSP. Cool. So people, hope you are understanding why B is the answer. As stated by Harshini, Gajanan, Jivayan, Kirija, Henna, Intush, again Jivayan again. Very good. MCQ3. Which of the following statement about BBY, Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana is or are correct? Again, read all options and use option elimination. It was first implemented by Madhya Pradesh government. It was launched in 2017, guys. Compensation is based on difference between MSP and model price, not actual selling price. It guarantees full MSP to farmers. Does it guarantee full MSP to farmers? It does not guarantee full MSP. Guaranteeing full MSP is the work of central government. It is just giving you the basic difference amount. MSP is 100 rupees, market price is 50 rupees, so they are giving you the difference, guys. 50 rupees, they're not giving you full MSP. It is not the work of state government to give full MSP. That has to be done by central government, so they don't give full MSP. If you eliminate third option, you're getting the answer. Full MSP is not given here. This is not MSP giving initiative. This is a price deficiency payment scheme. They're giving you MSP minus market price. So the answer, again, hope you're understanding why C is not the answer. I can understand why Iltush is confused. She's thinking that if they're giving the deficient amount, in a way they're paying the full MSP, but they are not the ones who are paying full MSP. They're just giving you the difference. Full MSP, providing it is the duty of central government who are announcing these MSPs. So if you're understanding, again, tricky question, but a good question. Iltush, did you understand why C is not the answer? And other people who stated option other than A is the answer, guys. A. Third is wrong. No price deficiency payment scheme, be it Bhavantar Bhugdan Yojana or Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana, provides you full MSP. They don't, it's not their work. So page 8 editorial GS2. This is again international relation. Now I always used to feel there was one very interesting question here, guys, that Trump is again sanctioning Russia. Trump is imposing some penalties or sanctions on Russian oil import. Now how will that impact India? You will understand what I'm asking you. This is a tricky question. This is a technical question. So let's say, US imposed sanction on Russian oil import, that Russian oil will not come to India. So how is India getting impacted by this? This is between US and Russia. Can anybody explain this? Please listen to these questions. These are conceptual questions, guys. Don't just mug it up. They can ask you in interview. They can expose you in interview if you don't know these conceptually. The question is, again here, Trump is imposing some sanctions on Russia. Let's say Trump has imposed sanctions on Russian oil. We will also try to understand the difference between sanction and tariff. So Trump is imposing sanction on Russian oil. Why will that impact India? And you will see it will impact India, it will impact China. This is an important question. Think about it, give me the answer, and then I will tell you whether you are right or wrong. So what is happening? Trump is frustrated. Trump is frustrated that he's not able to stop Russia-Ukraine war. So and again, what is ensuring that Russia-Ukraine war is continuing? The money with Russia. If the money flow stops to Russia, the war will stop. How will they run? They will not share, means, sell their underwear and run Russia Ukraine war. They need money, right? So one big source of money for Russia is their oil. And if they keep on sanctioning Russian oil, the money will reduce to Russia. Now that is the point I'm asking you people. How this thing will happen? How Trump sanctioning Russian oil impacts India and China so much? The answer is, up until now nobody has answered, so let me answer you. So what happens? India, it's a very interesting case study. India, what it does, it looks for cheaper oil, because more than, like, let's say 100 units of oil we are using in India, 80 units or more we are importing from outside, and we are looking for cheaper countries, like countries which are giving us oil at cheaper rate. So Russian oil is cheaper. So it will come to Indian refineries, Indian petroleum refineries. It is coming here. Now, Indian petroleum refineries will refine these petroleum or oil, and then they will sell it to different markets, including US. Please understand this. Most of the people, they don't understand this scenario. So what is happening? It's not like all Russian oil is coming to India and everything is getting consumed here. No. One very interesting facet of India's export and import is India import oil, India refine that oil, and that India export that refined oil. So when you will look into India's major export, you will realize that one of India's major export is refined oil. Refined oil means, making sure oil is free from different kind of pollutants, etc. Making different versions of oil, let's say diesel, gasoline, naphtha. There are different variants. So that is refined oil, and this refined oil will go to US. Now US will not allow it to enter, or even if US is allowing it to enter, they will impose tariff on us, 50% tariff. So you are bringing that refined oil to US at rupees 100. They impose tariff on you, 50% tariff. Now it will be sold in US market at rupees 150. So this is the scenario, guys. This is how everything works. So around 35% of crude oil we import from Russia, and we export oil to European countries and USA. That's why. Very good, Jivan. Hope you people understood how this whole thing works. There is a difference between sanction and tariff. Sanction means restrictions. Russian oil will not come to my country. US said that. Tariff means here we are imposing certain taxes. We are not saying it will not come. It will come, but it will be sold at a larger price because we are imposing some taxes on you. So tariff is basically taxes. Sanctions are basically restrictions. Tariff and sanctions, they are not same. They are different. Do keep these points in mind. So Trump administration imposed fresh sanctions on Russia for refusing to agree to ceasefire in Ukraine. So it will impact oil companies, Rosneft and Lukoil. How Russia can bypass this sanction? There are ways of bypassing this sanction, which Russia has continuously done. So let's try to again imagine this scenario. Trump has imposed restrictions, sanctions on Russian oil now, and they have at the same time they have also increased tariffs on Indian imports of Russian oil, right? So now what will happen? If Russia says that earlier they were selling oil to India at rupees 100, just example, you can take it ruble, etc. Now they will say that, okay, India, don't worry about this tariff thing. I will sell you at rupees 50. So even if the tariff is there, and even if you export refined oil to US, then also things will be cheaper for you. So this is one way of bypassing these sanctions, which Russia has done very well. Hope you are understanding. If Russia makes their oil cheaper, even then what will happen? These tariffs will not impact India or China much. So let's focus on this. Oil trade has been a key source of funding for Russia's war effort, and US wants to strike where it hurts Russia the most. US move is aimed at cutting Russian oil revenue. You can see here, issue has dragged India and China, blah, 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 as both are major importers of Russian oil. They import oil and then some part of it, they refine it and they send it to US market. Because for India, as we have seen earlier, US is a big market. So again, Trump increased tariff on, again, you can see all these things. So total 50% tariff. The latest sanction has significantly affected both India and China. So now you can understand how US sanctions on Russia impact China and India, because it is not only India which is exporting this refined oil, even China does the same, but they will be selling it in US market at a higher price now. So guys, are you understanding how this whole sanction thing works? Chepundis, please, Chepundis fast. This is the key point of this whole article. Trump's decision stems from frustration. Russia-Ukraine war is still going on. Two summit happened, Alaska, Budapest, and Budapest was postponed. Nothing is happening. The Russia-Ukraine war is still going on. So they want to hurt Russia economically. Russia, and again, European Union is helping them. They have introduced 19 sanction package against Russia. But you also know how Russia can bypass these sanctions by making their oil cheaper and other things also. It's not only about these sanctions are employed on only Russian oil. They can be employed on other Russian products. Russia will make it cheaper. So there are two ways. What US does? US impose sanctions on Russia. This is a two-way policy. So US impose sanctions on Russia, and then US impose tariffs on big countries like India and China. This is a two-way policy. Sanctions will ensure that Russian oil is not coming to their market. If it is coming, and let's say it comes via India and China, and if they are selling it to US, then the tariff will be imposed. So this is the way how US is dealing with this whole scenario. Hope you're again understanding. So US again, you can read all these things. EU sanction focus on not only on oil, energy, revenues, financial networks, all these things. But Russia is still standing strong. Hats off to Russia. The real impact depends on strict enforcement. In Europe also, it's not like Europe is a cohesive unit. Maybe there are some countries inside European Union who are like, no, no, Russia, give it to us. We will ensure that nobody is knowing about all these things, that you're giving us the oil or the technology. Closing loopholes that Russia could exploit to bypass sanction, as we have discussed. Maybe they will start selling oil at a lesser price. So even at that scenario, in that particular scenario, India, even if they face tariff, it will not impact them much. The discounted or the tariff. Again, I have told you all this. I'm not repeating this thing. Yes, sir, but after revision, that will be clear. Basically, this difference between sanction and tariff. Trump now faces the same core issue, how he can stop war in Ukraine and how he can increase NATO's influence, which has been minimized to a certain extent due to Russia's belligerence. Cool, sir. Let's solve some questions. These questions will help you in remembering what we have just done. Means just, what am I saying? Just read. Which of the following correctly differentiate tariffs from sanctions? Whenever India, Australia, or any match happens, I hate those days. So even the India Australia match is going on today, it has no consequence. We have lost the series 2-0. People will still watch it. Which of the following currently differentiate tariffs from sanctions? Check on these guys. Tariffs are restrictions on travel. Sanctions are taxes on imports. Tariffs are taxes on imports. Sanctions are restrictions or penalties on trade, finance, or travel. Again, travel. The thing is, you have to choose the best possible option. Choose the best possible option. What did I tell you? How tariff is different from sanctions? Gajanan, Iltush, Hena, Jivayan, Harshini, all of you have given the answer. Tariffs are taxes on imports. Sanctions are restrictions on or penalties on trade, finance, or travel. Cool. Cool. Kirija. So Gajanan, Iltush, Hena, Jivayan, Harshini, Kirija, all of you have given the answer. MCQ 5. The recent US sanction on Russia aims to do what? Again, choose the best option. Force Russia to reduce its technological imports from China, increase Russia's oil export to India and China, expand NATO membership in South Asia, coerce Russia into negotiating a ceasefire with Ukraine. So, which is the best option? Like, what is the basic purpose, the biggest purpose of Russia, or means US rather, when they're imposing sanctions on Russia? So, as Harshini stated, Iltush stated, Hannah stated, Gajanan stated, Rishi stated, coerce Russia into negotiating a ceasefire with Ukraine. Cool, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. Next article. Page number 12, GS 1, Art and Culture. Gyan Bharatam Mission. So, Gyan Bharatam Mission announced in Union Budget of 2024-25. What is the basic purpose? We have, like, if you go through Indian art and culture, literary source, archaeological source, you will read that, Indian literary source, it has limitation compared to archaeological source. When you will read historiography, how you are reading history, there are two major sources: literary, archaeological. In archaeological, it's not only about palaces, monuments, it's also about inscriptions, it's also about numismatics, study of coins. All these things comes under archaeology. In literary sources, you have these manuscript. But whatever manuscript you are seeing, let's say Meghasthenis Indica, or other books, Panchatantra, anything, Arthashastra, this is 1% of the document which has survived. 99% of the document has been lost or they are destroyed in some way or the other. So now Gyan Bharatan Mission wants to preserve these heritage, these, manuscripts in some way or the other. They want to digitize these manuscripts. And in that regard, they are bringing universities of different regions together. So this is a flagship initiative of Ministry of Culture to digitize manuscripts, because if you are digitizing it, if it's an online format, it will be preserved forever, right? So that is the basic rationale: identifying, digitizing, preserving, and promoting India's manuscript. So do keep it in mind. Very good, Jivan. So do keep it in mind. What is Gyan Bharatam scheme? When was it announced? Union Budget 24-25, but the work formally started in 2025. And which ministry has launched it? Ministry of Culture. What is the basic aim? Digitize these manuscripts. So Gyan Bharatan scheme. Flag, again, you can read this: identifying, documenting, conserving, digitizing, preserving, and promoting India's vast manuscript heritage. Tell me one thing: who has written this Ashtadhyayi? There are certain books which UPSC loves to ask. Ashtadhyayi, who has written this particular? Oh my God, why I'm writing the name of the author. So mission was announced during Union Budget 24-25. It's not this 24-25. And MOUs they have signed. Now, again, there are different institutions in different regions: Kolkata, Srinagar, Allahabad, Chennai. So, different regions they are targeting. These regions or these centers are divided into two types. What are those two types? Cluster centers, independent centers. So big institutes. Let's say we are just taking example. Let's say there is a big institute. Let's say there is Asiatic Society, Kolkata. Maybe it's a cluster center which will ensure that the manuscripts which are there in Eastern India, they are coming to them, they are digitizing it. So, and then there can be some smaller centers which are working as individual center, that you ensure that the manuscript in your area, you are conserving it. It's not your responsibility to bring manuscripts from different regions or different colleges or universities. So these institutions have been divided into two types. One is cluster center, other is independent center. You don't need to do PhD on all these things, guys. The only thing which is, oh my god, Iltush, Harshini, Jiva, and you people are so good. Panini has written Ashtaghai. Then there is one author whom UPSC love a lot, who, like, and what is the name? Vishakha Datta. Can anybody tell me what books Vishakha Datta has written? Again, who has written Devi Chandraguptam? UPSC has asked questions on these books, guys. Devi Chandraguptam. So again, 30 more institutions are expected to sign, and the money will be divided in 70-30 ratio. 70-30 means, first, when the these central government or Ministry of Culture, they get revenue from budget for Gyan Bharatam's mission, then 70% money they will give it to these institutions, and 30% money will be given when they have done some work. They are showing which manuscript they have digitized, etc., etc., and then they will get the remaining 30% amount. Vishakha Datta, Mudra Rakshasa. Very good. Mudra Rakshasa also UPSC has already asked questions. Jivayan, Iltush, and Rishi has given the answer. Who has written Devi Chandragupta? So again, mission aims to establish national digital repository, a dedicated digital platform to share India's manuscript globally. Blah blah blah. Cluster center, independent center, we have discussed. They will do these things: conservation, technology, linguistic, blah blah blah. You read this thing. I'm not reading. We have understood the basic rationale of Gyan Bharatam and Gyan Bharatam cell, where they will be digitizing and going through. Not only digitizing, even there are some manuscript. I will tell you, Megasthenis indica. It did not survive, guys. Megasthenis indica, whatever you are reading, it did not actually survive. What happened was, let's say you become popular, let's say Rishi becomes popular, then what will happen? Many people will name their son after Rishi. Harshini becomes popular, many people will name their daughter after Harshini. So Megasthenis indica became very popular. So many authors, foreign authors, they started writing books with the name indica. So many books are there with the name indica, and in these indicas they have referred to the indica book of Megasthenis, and that's how we know about Megasthenis indica. So again, you have to extract information also. So it's not only about digitizing, it's a much bigger initiative. Mudra Rakshasa, Devi Chandraguptam. No, it's not Kalidas. Devi Chandraguptam also, I think Vishaka Datta has only written. Do check that out. So funding mechanism, funding against 70%, 30%, you can read all these things we have discussed. Awesome mission, guys. So Gyan Bharatam mission, let's solve some questions here. Choose the best possible option. Vara Mahira has written Devi Chandraguptam. No, he hasn't. So Gyan Bharatam mission primarily aims to do what? Gajanan, Harshini, Iltush, Hannah, all of you have given the answer. Digitize and preserve India's manuscript heritage. Very good. Gajanan, Harshini, Iltush, Hannah, Jivayan, Rishi. Cool. Then MCQ 7. The Gyan Bharatan mission was announced during what? Or see the options. So Gajanan, Harshini, Iltush, Hannah, Jivayan, Rishi, Kirija, all of you have given the answer. Gyan Bharatam mission announced during Gajanan has given the answer Union Budget 24-25. Cool, cool, cool. Only Gajanan. Why? What happened to others? Gyan Bharatam mission contributes to which of the following goals? Again, use option elimination. Remove that option which you feel is totally wrong. Devi Chandraguptam by Vishakha Datta. Very good, Iltush. So Gajanan and Jivayan, they have given the answer for C. Gajanan, Jivayan, Rishi. MCQ 8. Gyan Bharatam mission, Kirija has also given C. Gyan Bharata Mission contributes to which of the following goals? Preserving India's civilizational knowledge, promoting digital India, encouraging research, translation, and outreach, establishing international cultural embassies. Cool. What do we want to do in Gyan Bharata Mission? So let's try to solve this question. Yes, it does want to preserve India's civilizational knowledge system. That's why we are preserving the manuscript. So first is correct. It is there everywhere. Promoting Digital India initiative. Yes, digitization. When you're doing digitization of ancient manuscript, in a way you're promoting Digital India, right? So second is also correct. Now you're left with ACD. Encouraging research. Obviously, these things will happen only then you can preserve these manuscripts. Third is also correct. Now you're left with C and D. Have we ever talked about that in different countries we will have cultural embassies? Even if we have these, are they covered under Gyan Bharata Mission? It's not their objective, guys. Gyan Bharata Mission is about, collection of ancient manuscripts, preservation, digitization. That is what Gyan Bharata Mission is focusing on. It is not focusing on establishing international embassies. Maybe if it is like there are, maybe if Indian government has done it, it is done under some other mission. That is not the objective of GBM. So yeah. Harshini, Hannah, Jiva, and Kirija Iltush. Again, a good question. See, fourth is not the option. We have not read about it. So eliminate fourth. The answer is C. Very good. D is not the answer, Kirija. Establishing Indian cultural embassies, that is not the aim of mission. Mission is all about manuscript preservation and digitization, all these things. Restoration. Next article. Japan's new PM, who is the first woman prime minister of Japan, and who talks about. Now, tell me one thing. Uh, and this is very important from her perspective. Sanie Takachi, ma'am. She's one of my best friend, but we have drifted apart once she went to Japan. So now, what I'm trying to ask you here is, there is something called as work-life balance. There's one statement made by her that work life balance is a myth. Work as much as possible, and Japanese people anyway, they're known for their like super hardworking culture. Plus there is another issue of aging population. So and she's very concerned about it, and she has talked about so many things which is very important. So she's concerned about aging population of Japan, but at the same time she's also very focused on immigration, controlling immigration. She's not very happy about welcoming other people to Japan. So aging population is not only an issue in Japan, but even in South Korea, even in Italy. All these countries are facing these issues. South Africa, Namibia, Nigeria, etc. They are awesome, but Italy, South Korea, Japan, these countries, they are facing declining, or a significant percent of their population are aging. So now this is the time. If you want to go to these countries. Although Japan's immigration rules are getting tighter, what Prime Minister ma'am is saying, but still awesome. I was confused about the cool Jivan. So now let's talk about what ma'am is talking. And yes, what is your view on work-life balance? Do you support work-life balance, or do you feel like, no sir, if you are going in, go all in? See, before I was, like now I'm full on, entrepreneurship mode right now. Everything I'm doing on my own, right? So earlier when I was working, I was like work-life balance, this and that. Now my work like day starts at 4 a.m. and up until 10 p.m. something comes up, some copy checking, somebody wants a one-to-one session, something like that keeps on happening, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is, I have also realized that it's very easy. Work life balance isn't that, but when you do your own things, it goes for a toss. It shouldn't, but it does. You cannot do anything about it. So, people, do you believe in work hard, play hard, or hope you're understanding? What is your view? Tell me your view. Work life balance. He says that no, it's a myth and you have to work very hard. That is what stated by Narayan Murthy also. And if I'm not saying I'm not a biggest advocate in this and that, I'm just saying what is your opinion. Everybody varies, everybody has their own opinion. Harshini is saying work life balance should be present, so it boosts the overall productivity of the workforce. See, Harshini speaks like a true diplomat. Cool, Harshini, very good. So Sani Takechi, she became Japan's first woman prime minister, and here she's talking about Japan's defense spending because she's concerned about Russia, China, and North Korea. So these are their three biggest enemies: Russia, China, and North Korea. And they are supporting Quad. We have talked about the mnemonic for Quad. JUS. J, again, this is not the way of writing. JUS. Japan, Australia, India, and USA. So again, defense spending will be increased, and she is reformed support for Quad. So she wants to deepen multilateral security consultation with these countries, and she's wanting better cooperation with India also. But one thing which India will not like is, I will show you something which she is a little bit hesitant about. She took a tough stance on immigration. We have talked about this immigration with an I and immigration with an E. So immigration with E means you're exiting a particular country, and immigration with an I means you're entering a particular country. And she's not very happy with immigration thing. So that may not be liked by our PM sir, but again, we will not be agreeing on anything and everything. When we talk about India-Japan relationship in general, it's a historical relationship. Buddhism binds us culturally. When you talk from, cultural perspective, Buddhism is one aspect. And then what are the other aspects of India-Japan relationship? Uh, when we talk about finances, they invest in India a lot. They have helped us in establishment of Delhi Metro, DMIC corridor, Delhi Metro corridor, and then even dedicated freight corridor, even this bullet train and all. So they have supported us a lot. But then there are some issues. Japan, like we have a trade imbalance with Japan. Trade imbalance means we import more from Japan rather than exporting things to Japan. So there are issues there. Then we have some issues with how they look at their IPR policy, intellectual property rights policy. We want some amount of leeway in there in the way they approach IPR, intellectual property rights. So there are certain tussle also, there are certain good things also, synergies also. So responded to PM Narendra Modi's, again, you can see all these things. She described India as a unique country in its global south leadership, blah, blah, blah. Emphasized India as a crucial partner. So again, good relations with India. Quad aims to elevate Japan-US relationship to even greater heights. Trump is going to Japan. Again, Quad summit, do remember the different countries which are part of Quad. And she is visiting Malaysia. Trump means Modi sir is not going to Malaysia for ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Guys, how many countries are there in ASEAN? Gajanan is also saying work-life balance is important. So how many countries are there in ASEAN? Chepandis fast. Total how many countries? What is the mnemonic to remember countries of ASEAN? Population decline, Japan's biggest problem according to ma'am. She has to tackle it. Allow immigration. Let us go there. We will ensure their population is no longer a problem. Allow me, I will run. I can do this thing from Japan also. It's not like I don't love my India. I love it, but I want to come at a time when religious hatred and all these things are, little lesser. When, like, right now we keep on hearing about Hindu khatre mein hai, Hindus are in danger. So I want to come back when Hindus are no longer in danger, which was the case 2000 years, for last 2000 years. So took a tough stance on immigration, proposing controls on foreign workers and restrictions on land acquisition by foreigners. This is actually a very strict, these are not simple statements she's saying on land acquisition and everything. So again, not a very welcoming statement, but yes, allow me and I will ensure this population decline is no longer your biggest problem. Allow Indians, guys. So again, let's focus. Hope you're understanding. Cancer. And what is the mnemonic? Harshini, Iltush, and Jivayan to remember ASEAN countries? Chepandis fast. Don't do Chepandis slow. That means tell me fast. MCQ 9. Which of the following countries are part of Quad security dialogue? हिंदू खतरे में है, मोदी जी है तो मुमकिन है. Which countries are part of Quad security dialogue? India, Japan, China, Australia, India, Japan, Australia, US, India, Japan, South Korea, US, India, Japan, ASEAN, US. So, I do not so, sir. Jivayan, Chipandis. So, what we have discussed for Quad, the mnemonic was JUS, right? JUS, Japan, Australia, India, USA. So, Japan, Australia, India, USA. Where is Japan, Australia, India, USA? B is the answer, as stated by Iltush, Harshini, Hannah, Jivayan, Rishi, Gajanan. Rishi, what is the mnemonic for ASEAN countries? Why you people forget so fast? Chepandis. ASEAN mnemonic is BPL TV. Already UPSC has asked questions on G20 countries. They can ask you questions on ASEAN countries also. BPL TV mimics. They have already asked multiple questions on ASEAN. We have solved some of them. BPL TV mimics Brunei, Philippines, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, Myanmar, Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, Singapore. This I is for Indonesia. India is not a member of ASEAN. Right? So keep it in mind, guys. Don't forget it. Don't be Gajni. Short-term memory loss. Let's focus. PYQ 10 asked by UPSC in 2024. Consider the following countries: Italy, Japan, Nigeria, South Korea, South Africa. Use option elimination in this. Which of the above countries are frequently mentioned in the media for their low birth rates or aging population or declining population? chipmundies. Now, what happens? I have seen you people freeze. Whenever you're like, oh my god, UPSC question. Let's freeze all together. Don't freeze. Don't make a hawa. In Hindi, we call it hawa. That means, oh my god, this is UPSC question. This is so tough. Just rewind what I told you, what we have discussed. Ma'am is also talking about aging population. So we know for sure that Japan is there. Japan will be there, right? So if Japan is there, second has to be there. If second has to be there, two options are already eliminated. A and C you are left with. And then you don't even need to check for South Korea. We have to check for Italy. And let's go back. Casually, 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 casually. There's a song by Bacha. Casually, casually. We have talked about aging population. Italy, South Korea, all these countries are facing. See this? I have written it here. Maybe intentionally, maybe non-intentionally, or unintentionally. So the answer is A, 1, 2, and 4. Very good, Rishi. Rishi is a good boy. So, MCQ 10. G1 answered it. Harshini, I hope you're understanding why C is not the answer. Harshini, are you a Gajni fan? Surya? Surya, original Gajni. So, why you forgot? We discussed that Italy thing, but again, I can understand. That was just a one-liner I stated. So, Italy, Japan, South Korea, 1, 2, and 4. So, guys who answered anything apart from A, hope you're understanding why even in Italy, aging is a population. So, maybe Japan. Japan has a strict policy on immigration. Let's run to South Korea and Italy. Again, we love our Amrit Kal. We love our India. It's just that because we Hindus are in danger right now. So we are going to South Korea and Italy for the time being. When we are no longer in danger, something else happens in our country, some new government comes, we'll come back. For the timing, let's go there. Let's populate them. We are good in populating countries. Like our productivity rate and total fertility rate when it comes to Bimaru states. I'm from one of those Bimaru states: Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh. More than some. There was a time when the TFR was more than 3. Average woman was producing 3 kids, more than 3 kids. People there were, job work, forget everything, let's produce kids. So we will take care of the population problem of Italy, Japan, and South Korea. Let us inside is the answer, guys. Oh my god, let us inside us. Let focus, guys. You people have, made me so bad, none with jokes and all. So where were we? 10A. Who stated it? G1. Cool. Very good. We Indians are the solution of everything. Page 6, GS1, GS3. So, Aravali's leached discharge. Let's focus on the keywords, guys. Leached discharge. What is leached discharge? So, let's say river is flowing, 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 and then it encountered a landfill. So, landfill it encountered and it was not treated. Now, river will be flowing, 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 flowing with landfill content, and it will be, and that thing is going, and that thing is this. Now once the river has taken the landfill, materials, etc., it the component of river is now known as something known as leachate. It has to be treated. It is not being treated. It is discharged into Aravalis, which is impacting Aravalis in more ways than one. Now why it is GS1, GS3? GS1 geography. Aravali, oldest mountain range, one of the oldest mountain range in the world. Tell me one thing, Aravalis, does it pass through Punjab? Punjab. Does it pass through Punjab? Punjab, Punjab. Gajanan, don't say anything. Population, population. Punjab. My question is, Aravali, does it pass through Punjab? And then, so from environmental perspective, this leachate, stream of leachate. Leachate reminds me of lichar. Lichar papad. So from Bhandwari landfill site flowing into Aravalis, and people, activists are like, dude, we keep on telling Gurugram government, Gurugram government, please do something about it. Gurugram government is like, dude, we are not even able to control our urban floods. This is leachate feature. We don't have time for this leachate feature. So environmentalists, no, that's not what they said. Maybe something similar to that. Over the illegal discharge of toxic untreated leachate from Bandwari landfill. It's an environmental issue. It's an ecological hazard. At the same time, it's also a geographical issue. There are people who are talking that, continuous complaint, National Green Tribunal established by NGT Act of 2010. That means it is a statutory body. Focus on the keywords, guys. So all these things happen, but this leachate discharge acting as a leacher means, has, if you know Hindi, you will understand what does leacher also means. It is continuously going on. Nobody is focused on treating the waste. They're like, okay, These things are small things, you know. We have bigger things to worry about. Geoscan photographs and videos have shown leachate contaminating water holes used by wildlife. These wildlife, etc., they will drink these water, they will die, but who cares? So issue has been repeatedly reported by Chief Wildlife Warden of Panchkula, also blah, 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 blah. So no response from officials. Hindu has attempted, the Hindu, to get a response from MCG again. You can see all these things. Bimaru on, hey. So Aravali's does not pass through Punjab. Very good. I love Punjab. I so love Punjab. Punjab is so cute. So see Aravali's, Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, no Punjab. People get confused, you know. Generally, you believe Aravali's, isn't that? Maybe it is passing through Punjab. No, it is not passing through Punjab. Don't make that mistake. Don't do Chepandis. Let's solve some questions. MCQ 11. Leachate. It is found when water percolates through waste in a landfill. It contains dissolved chemicals, heavy metals, and pathogens. Leachate is generally harmless and does not require treatment. Listening. Okay, so MCQ 11. Try to solve it. This is a homework for you guys. MCQ 11. Aravali mountain range is significant because, and again, use option elimination in both MCQ 11 and 12, guys. This is your homework. And again, one more thing, guys, one small announcement. Like, share, and subscribe, spread the word. You can join this Telegram channel. I will share the PDF by 9:30 a.m. What else? You can post your score. And since I've already sold one kid this UPSC Lifetime Success Bundle yesterday, I was getting repeated requests that please don't close it. Keep it open. You know, we don't want to give hourly, monthly, or yearly subscription. If I have sold it to one, then it is open to all. It doesn't make any sense that 13th and 19th thing, because I deviated from my own, you know, thing, that it is not open. So if, you know, again, it's open, guys. So you have two ways of buying any course. You can buy them individually, as Hannah bought this particular EPFO thing yesterday, Kirija bought something yesterday, and one girl bought this whole thing, Lifetime Success Bundle. But because she was like, I cannot pay hourly, I cannot pay monthly, I cannot pay annual, I need all, and just give me a thing. So again, it's open. You buy it whenever you want to buy it. I'm not closing it and not putting any cap on it. You have two ways. You can buy individual programs, or you can buy all this Success Bundle at 5,999, no hourly, monthly, or annual subscriptions. But yes, buy at the earliest. Prices can increase in future. I don't know about that, but yes, these two things will be open. There will be two ways for you to take any course. Either take them all, no hourly, monthly, annual, or take them individually. So that's it. That's it. I am going now. And you can also donate. Donation is the best way, guys. Everything else, I have to do a lot of work. I generally prefer this, but only Iltush has donated up until now. Other guys are like, no, we'll buy course, we'll make sir work. Don't do that. Give me rest. Donate. So yes, that's it from me, guys. And I'm going now. Should I go? Should I go? Should I go? Let's go. I will meet you people at Monday at 8 a.m. Take care, be blessed. Tata, bye bye.